moving on to tracking redemptions. Okay. So let's take a step back again. We have covered so far getting the phone, the email, and the birthday. So once you have this, let me just go back to this slide. Okay. So part 1, we covered getting the email, the phone, and the birthday here. Once they've entered all that information, we've sent the data to Google Sheets as well. Then we send the coupon. So after they've entered that, you send it birthday dinner or whatever offer you're giving. We've sent that coupon already. So with redemptions, we need to set up for that after we've sent the coupon. So that's the way I like to do it. You may see other examples doing it a different way, but this is how I do it. So once I've sent out that coupon, I send out the terms and conditions. So in order for them to redeem this coupon, they need to come anytime this month. They need to show the coupon to the server, and then they'll receive the free salmon, shrimp, or New York steak dinner, and the minimum spend of $25. Right. And there's also like additional notes here that they need to bring a photo ID as proof of their birthday. And this is where we set up for redemption. We send a message. We basically set up this button so that when they go to the business, they can show the coupon, and then one of your staff can click on this button and proceed with the redemption process. Okay, so like you see here, the message says that once they're at the establishment or once they're at the business, they need to show the coupon to the staff or the server if it's a restaurant, and the server will take care of it. They'll press on that redeem button, and yeah, that's how the redemption process, that's where the redemption process takes place. This is actually one of the questions that I usually get. So how do you track redemptions? So the redemption actually happens on the customer's phone, but they do need to hand over the phone for a few seconds in order to complete that process. Okay, so now I'm going to go through how to set up this redemption button. Okay, so in that redemption button, when they click on that, the first message that appears on the phone is a confirmation or a warning message. Because sometimes some customers, they would click on this one, so we send a warning message. So there are other examples out there that use a different warning message. You can create your own warning message. This is how I phrase mine. So I ask for the server to confirm. So if it's the customer and not the server, this would be a warning to them. They're not the server. They shouldn't press anything else. And yeah, if they press on that, it can only be redeemed once. So you can be creative about your warnings. You can put some emojis, make it a little bit more fun, and all that. So if it is a valid redemption, the server will click on this. So it says, yes, redeem. So once the server redeems, presses this button, it's going to ask the server for information. So you can say that, okay, so the rest of the information that it asks for is the server's name, how much they spent, and what was the free offer that they redeemed. In this case, there was a choice of a salmon, a shrimp, or a steak dinner, and we want to capture that information. So we give them these choices or these buttons that they can easily click on, so that they don't take the customer's phone and use it for longer. We use buttons instead of data entry fields. So going back to this first field where we ask for the server's name, it's actually another warning message. So if the customer still pressed on this one and continued on, then here they usually stop. So I don't really get a lot of customers doing this on purpose. So maybe in a month there would be 1 or 2. So it's not really an issue. So once the server's entered all this information, and by the way, when you set this up in ManyChat, you're still using the user field. So these are still user fields. Yeah, so use the user field to set these messages up. So once everything has been entered by the server, this is the next message that is going to appear on the phone. They have to click on this final redeemed button. And at this point is where I send all the information to Google Sheets. So if you remember, we're on the part of tracking redemptions. So we want to track this redemption, and we save it to Google Sheets. Okay, so that's the next part that I'm gonna cover. So saving to Google Sheet is similar to saving the subscribers' information. The only thing that's different is with the notifications, you can actually set this up so that every time there's a redemption, you can send a notification to the admins, usually the owner of the business, or yourself as an admin, and send the name of the customer, the name of the server, how much they spent at the business, and also a link to the spreadsheet or your Google Sheet so that it's easier to access. So you can send that. So the other thing that I like to do at this point is also tag people who have redeemed so that it's easier later on when you send reminders. You can actually exclude people who have already redeemed. So that's one way to exclude people who have already redeemed, is to tag them at this point. All right. Yeah, so that's basically the redemption process and how we do tracking of redemptions. So basically we set up that redeem button, and once that redeem button is clicked, there's some warning messages, and then if they pass that stage, there's a data entry step where the server or the staff enters their information, enters information about the sale, and then once we've captured that in Google Sheets, we can also send a notification to the admins of the ManyChat account so that they know that a sale happened. So those are really fun, receiving those notifications. Okay, so as you can remember, all this, it has been happening on the customer's phone. Once the final redeem button has been clicked and everything's been sent to Google Sheets and a notification has been sent out, this is the final message that we send out. And then the other things that you can do after this, you can ask for a review. So you can ask for a review, especially if they had a very good experience. So you can program a few more messages in the bot to ask for a review. You can also send your VIP or your loyalty offer after this. to get them to come a second time, especially if they had a very good review. So you can ask for a review, and if they had like a 4-star or a 3-star or a 5-star review, you can send them another offer. If they're not on your VIP or your loyalty program, you can send them another offer to encourage them to come a second time. So to summarize part 2, in terms of like part 1 and part 2, these are all the features that you've learned about ManyChat. It seems a lot, but like I said, once you keep doing it, it's gonna get easy. When actually a few minutes ago, when I was preparing the slides for this, for day 3, I was looking at ManyChat, and my son came up to look at my screen, and he said, "What are you doing?" And he said, and I told him that I was programming the messenger bot, and then he said, "Oh, it's that easy? There's no coding." And I told him, "Yeah, there's no coding required." So it's gonna get easier and easier. It's gonna be with ManyChat and most platforms today, there's not a lot of coding involved. I remember when I first started out, I was programming ATM machines, if you know ATM machines, and they were coded in binary. Binary code is ones and zeros. So just imagine typing the code in ones and zeros to make an ATM machine work. So, yeah. All right. So try it out. Try it out. Have fun with it. You're gonna have fun sending your data to Google Sheets and sending out those notifications. If you have any questions about today, please leave them below the video, and I'm gonna reply as soon as I can. This is day 3. Tomorrow is the last day, so raise as many questions as you need to. Tomorrow will be concluding, so anything else that comes up for you besides engagement, we'll be covering that tomorrow. So engaging customers online, how to encourage redemptions, how to encourage opt-ins, and we're going to summarize a 4-day training series. And thanks again for watching this video, and I'll see you tomorrow.